Hey guys, happy Monday. Hope you all are doing well. I'm grateful that the weather is finally starting to look nice again, even with the rain that we had last week. So whatever you can to get outside, that's definitely going to be super beneficial for you. Today's workout is not anything that you have to do outside, but it's definitely something that I've been trying to, I work out in my front yard because I live in a townhouse, so I don't have much space, but when I do work out outside, I work out in the front yard, usually with my husband, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So it's fun to get out. We just still have our dumbbells, so if you guys have had the opportunity to purchase weights, I have some weighted options versus like some other odd object options for the workout today. But before too much into that, let's go ahead and talk about what the workout's going to be. I never really know if you guys can see this or if this is completely backwards, but anyway, today's workout is called Simple and Cruel. It's going to be 3 rounds. So you're going to do 20 hang power cleans, 15 shoulder to overhead, 10 front squat for 3 rounds. The challenge with this is going to be anytime during this round, if you drop it, you're going to stop what you're doing, do 10 burpees until you can continue on. So if you do 20 hang power cleans, and then before you go into the shoulder to overhead, you put the weights down because you need a break, do 10 burpees before you pick the weights back up. But what we're trying to focus on here is this large set, just really trying to push your limits and trying to get it done. Now, once you're done that round, you can put the weight down here before you start the next one. And I highly recommend that you do that and you shake it out as much as possible. You want the hang power cleans to be fast. This weight should be fairly light. So pick a weight that you're going to be able to cycle through 20 hang power cleans, and then going right into the shoulder to overhead. And as soon as you bring that weight down back on your shoulders, go right into those front squats. All right, we should be pretty masterful at using these dumbbells or whatever odd object that you've been doing around the house. Okay, and then we'll go finish up with a little bit of a Tabata. So Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You're gonna do that for 4 rounds for each of the movements. So it's gonna be a total of 4 minutes, guys. It's just 4 minutes of work, super quick, but you're gonna be pretty gassed doing 20 seconds of work, and then that 10 seconds of rest is gonna go by like super quick. So what you're gonna do is you first start out with the push-ups. So you'll do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 rounds, and then you'll go right into 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of jumping air squats for another 4 rounds. So a total of 4 minutes. That's 2 minutes per movement. It will burn you the heck out. All right, cool. So I'll go into the Tabata a little bit first. So it's gonna be super simple on the movements that we're doing. Push-ups. So shoulders are gonna be directly under the, hands are gonna be directly under the shoulders, coming all the way down and pushing all the way back up. All right, so let's come on down to our hands and knees. And let's just start warming up a little bit. So for the push-ups, a lot of times what I like to do is a little bit of cat-cow. Cat-cow to get the spine nice and warm. And then the next thing we're gonna do is scap push-ups. So it's basically a push-up without bending your elbows. So turn those elbow pits, the little lines on your elbows forward, so that if I did bend my elbow goes straight back. So turn those elbow pits forward, and then I want you to do these scap push-ups, which are gonna look like this. I sink down into my shoulders, so my scaps are actually pulling over to squeeze. My shoulder blades are pulling over to squeeze toward my spine. Squeeze together, and then I'm pushing away where they're opening up, and I'm really trying to round out my back as much as I can. All right, so give me 10 scap push-ups. This is really about just getting your body prepped, getting some blood flowing in the areas and really just being in tune with the way that your body, your joints, your muscles activate to help move those parts of your body around. I think I said do 10 of these, so do 10. And then from here, let's go ahead and make our way up into a downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, let's start pedaling our feet out. So try to bring those ankles or those heels down to the ground. You might hear that click, click, click of your ankles. Shake all those out. And then let's try to get our head through our hands. Really, really push that head through, pressing the hands into the ground, and then rotating those elbow pits forward again. Slight bend in the elbows. And then walk your hands back to your feet. And let's hang out here for a second. You can cross your hands into one another. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then let's get some windmills. So windmills, you're gonna have your feet slightly apart. Take your right hand and you're gonna bring it down to that left foot. And then left hand to the right foot, right? So we'll start out with a few seconds of these. Let's say 30 seconds. You can increase the speed if you want to. You can decrease the speed if you want to be a little bit more deliberate about it. Do what feels good for you today. About 10 more seconds. Okay. Now let's get some shoulder rolls in there. Get our shoulders ready. All right, so what I want you to do is you're standing straight, toes are pointed straight forward. Take your hands so that your thumbs are facing forward. My palm is right against my leg. I want you to take that arm up. Do it at an angle here so you can see it. Take that arm up. I'm keeping my shoulder down, so don't bring your shoulder to your ear yet. Keep that shoulder down. And then once you get to the top, I want you to reach that arm up as far as you can. And then bring the arm back around, pinky goes down. And you're gonna do the same thing. Reach. And then hand goes all the way up, shoulder goes up toward the ear, and then you're twisting back. So you can see when I'm doing this, my body twists. That's great, let it twist. You wanna exaggerate that motion, like you're trying to reach for the furthest point. Give me 5. Nice and slow and deliberate. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Thumb goes up first. You're reaching to that furthest point. Back around. Thumb up first, reaching to that furthest point. All right, once you get 5 nice and slow, I want you to give me 10. A little fast. This time I want you to think about loosening up that shoulder, relaxing at the shoulder, and letting the arm go. Give me about 10, maybe 15 if it feels good. Then we'll go to the other arm. Same thing, 10 or 15. Really let it go, wind up that arm. Then we'll take the arm forward. Same thing, just really let it go. And switch back to the other side. If you don't have that much time to warm up, that's a really great warm up for your arms. Another great one is the Michael Phelps, some lat slaps. Give me about 10 of those, 10 to 15 of those. Switching your arms, so my left arm goes on top, then my right arm goes on top. I'm reaching my hands as far back as I can. Michael Phelps can give himself a high five. I'm not quite that far. All right, so think about this. We've done this rotation, right? We've done lateral rotation, sideways. What else are we missing? Let's get some weird stuff in here. So let's twist side to side. So what this is your hand goes behind your back and you're trying to reach that arm up as high as you can and then bring it forward. And then your other arm goes back. It's like the flossing thing that kids are doing nowadays. This will help you get ready for that. So one arm goes up in front. Mine just happens to hit my shoulder here. And then other arm goes behind. Try to reach to touch those hands together if you can. So just go back and forth for a few seconds here. All right, fantastic. And just for good measure, let's go back down to the floor and do some more of those scat push-ups. Now, if you'd like, if you were on your knees last time, you might want to come up onto your toes. If you want to stay on your knees, that's fine. But same thing here, sinking in, letting those shoulder blades squeeze together in the back, keeping the arms locked out and straight, and then pushing away from the ground, really trying to spread the scaps away from each other. Back down. Give me 5 of those. You can do the same movement when it comes to pull-ups. You do scap pull-ups where you're really just working on pulling the scaps down your back. It just helps you build a little bit of body awareness, right? So when we're doing some workouts, we tend to, if we're lifting the barbell up, some of us might tend to shrug our shoulders a little bit. A lot of that is just understanding your body awareness of keeping the shoulders down until you get to the point where you need to shrug them up, all right? So push-ups. I feel pretty good about push-ups. We'll work a little bit on the jumping air squats, and then we'll start talking about the movements and warming up for the movements for the actual workout. All right, so jumping air squats. What I've been noticing about this in myself personally is if I allow my knees to come too far forward in the squat, my knee actually clicks. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't sound very good. But if I allow myself to really push my butt back first, I don't get that same clicking sound. My range of motion changes, so if I bring my knees forward first, I can come down a little bit further. And if I go with my hips back, I don't go down as far. But here's the deal, guys. This is full range of motion here. My hips are below my knee. And that's what you want, all right? So maybe if my knees are a little closer together, but I'm bringing my knees forward, I can come all the way down to this position. And that's fine for stretching. But for the purpose of working out, you want to maintain activity in those hamstrings. If I come down here like this, I actually lose the tension in my hamstrings and my hips tuck under, which is not good because then when I'm trying to get out of the bottom, I have to regain that tension. Just like when we lift the barbell up off the ground, what's everybody's favorite thing to do? Touch and go, right? You don't want to lose the tension in the squat because then you're going to have a harder time coming up out of the bottom. So make sure you're leading with those hips first and you're maintaining the tension, coming to that full range of motion, and then standing all the way back up at the top, all right? And especially on these jumping air squats where you have no weight, your legs are going to be pretty gassed from the workout. But use that to your advantage because you're not holding weights, right? So butt comes down nice and low, and then you're standing all the way up at the top. And you can go right into the next one, right? So try to challenge yourself to go into the next one. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Rest. During your rest, take the time to shake out those legs. Sit down, take a breather. Slow your breathing down, control your breath, control your heart rate, and then you're gonna go right back into it for the 20 seconds. All right, I feel pretty good about the Tabata. I think you guys know what's going on with that. So let's start with the workout. What that's gonna be is 20 hang power cleans, 15 shoulder to overhead, and 10 front squats. So let's start warming up for these hang power cleans. All right, I know we just did all that good stuff to get our upper body nice and warm, but we want to do one last thing to just stretch out a little bit. Let's come to, you can come to a child's pose on the floor, or if you want a little bit more intense of a stretch, you can bring your hands up overhead. And what I want you to do is concentrate on getting your head through. All right, so this is a good stretch in itself, but it's really a stretch for your hips, your legs, your feet, maybe your ankles a little bit, but really your lower half. A little bit of your lats here too. But do you want to intensify that a little bit? Let's try to get that head through at the top, and then you really start to feel it. Really start to feel it in your lats. It goes up through your biceps, triceps a little bit. And then you're also working on that overhead positioning, which is a pretty unstable position for a lot of us. And sometimes it's not only strength that we need to get more comfortable in that overhead positioning, but just flexibility and mobility. The further that you sink down into this, now I'm starting to feel it in my upper back, my thoracic spine, my mid-back, maybe a little bit in the cervical spine. Really, really reaching that forehead down toward the ground. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, good stuff. So we're really working on that, trying to capitalize on that overhead positioning, which is uncomfortable for a lot of us, which is totally fine, but let's do something to change that. All right, so hang power cleans, shoulder overhead and front squats. I'm trying to look around my house and see what I got. There's a lot of options. If you don't have any weights, see what I got here. All right, I got a case of, this is a case of hard seltzer. This is what I have. This is how I'm going to show you that you can do this stuff with no equipment. All right, so for the hang power cleans, the first thing that I want you to do with the weight that you have is stand with that weight at your hip level, slightly unlock those knees, hinging the hips going back first. Don't bend the knees too much. I want you to come all the way to the top of the knee, and then stand back up. Come to the top of the knee, and stand back up. Do this 10 times. All right, now I want you to do 5 more, but this time I want you to be a little bit more deliberate about it. When you do it and you come back up, I want you to be fast on the way up. So slow on the way down, fast on the way up. And when you get to the top on the way up, you might show your shoulders a little bit, you might come up on your toes a little bit. Just let your body do what it does naturally because you're moving so quickly. All right, so slow on the way down, fast on the way up. Give me 5 of those. Now I want you to give me 5 more, fast on the way down, fast on the way up. So you're only doing slight dip, and then you're going. Slight dip, and go. All right. So that's the start of the hang part of the power clean. So from here, let's just go right in onto the next piece, which is getting those elbows up nice and high. Kind of weird if you're holding something right, but still get the same concept. So slight dip down. When you come back up, I want you to bring those elbows up nice and high. Just shows how functional CrossFit can be, right? And then from here, I want you to rotate those arms through. All right, so let's come up onto our toes. And when you rotate your arms through, I want you to just drop a little bit into that power position. So 3, 2, 1, drop. Stand back up. Do 2 more of those. 3, 2, 1, drop. Stand back up. 3, 2, 1, and drop. Nice. Okay, excellent. Next part here is going to be shoulder to overhead. So you can see a lot on my back here how I'm letting my stomach go and just not keeping my core engaged. That's what that looks like, all right? What I want you to do is think about tucking the hips under. So I'm tucking my butt under, squeezing my abs in tight, and thinking about pressing this lower part of my spine, pressing it against a wall. All right, so this has now all gone into itself. It's like I'm pulling my belly button. I'm not sucking it in. I'm actually tucking my hips under and pulling this all in and bringing my rib cage down. All right, so from here, everything is nice and tight. I'm going shoulder to overhead. Now, if you have something light, you can give me 5 to 10 presses overhead. If you have something a little bit heavier, we can already get started with the push press, which is just gonna be a little dip of the knees, pressing all the way up overhead at the top. So give me 5 to 10 reps of whatever you're comfortable doing right now. And then after that, we'll just go into the last option, which will be the push jerk. So for push jerk, slight dip in the knees. Then when you stand all the way up, you're gonna drop underneath, standing at the top. So that finishing position is always gonna be arms locked out, up overhead. Try to keep a straight line with your body. So if you look at my ankles and you look at my wrists, my ankles are at the bottom of this doorway here, and my wrists are at the top of this doorway. So it's a straight line, all right? Okay, 15 of those. And then after you're done that last rep, you're gonna bring it down to your shoulders and give me 10 front squats, 10 front squats, all right? So what I want us to do really quick before we put the weight down that you're using, and what I want you to do is I want you to actually run through one round with no weight, or if you have a PVC pipe, you can grab that. If you don't have a PVC pipe, we just use our hands, that's fine. So your hang power cleans would look like this. I have no weight, but I'm doing it. 15 shoulder to overhead, dip and drive, right? And then the front squats, it'll just be air squats, all right? So we're gonna do one round all the way through, 20, 15, 10, and then we'll get started on the workout. All right, 20 hang power cleans, 15 shoulder to overhead, 10 front squats, ready, go. Pick up the pace if you haven't already. Try to go as fast as you can. If you don't have any weight, okay. One round, bam. You're gonna do a total of 3 rounds for the workout. So let's go ahead and grab the weight. If you don't have it already, I want you to practice 2 reps of each. So hang power clean with the weight that you're gonna use. Put it down, shake out those arms, and we'll go right into 2 shoulder to overhead, whatever you'd like to do. In the middle of the workout, if you've been doing strict press and you wanna go to push press, that's fine. I would definitely probably start out with push press and then transition to push jerk if you need to. If you feel like you already need to do push jerk, the weight might be too heavy for you, all right? And then last piece here, grab that weight, 2 reps of the front squat. Put that weight down, shake it out. Before we get started on the workout, drop, give me 2 burpees, just so I know where we're at. Cool. Let's get started. If you don't already have your weights and everything ready, go ahead and pause the video real quick. If not, I'll go ahead and give you the countdown and we'll get started. All right, so we have 3 rounds, 20 hang power clean, 15 shoulder to overhead, 10 front squats. During the round of 20, 15, 10, if you have to drop that weight, 10 burpees before you pick it back up and start where you left off, all right? Try to not do any burpees. All right, guys, we're gonna get started here. Get ready to start your timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Whew. Nice job, guys. That was pretty intense, huh? Hope you guys had a good time. Start to cool down a little bit. If you haven't already given yourself a minute, start to catch your breath. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. I find usually when, sometimes running and cardio, running is the only way I can really truly get my heart rate up. And usually I find, everyone is different, but usually I find after I'm done running, I tend to want to sit down. I tend to want to collapse into the ground, lay down on the ground, and just be there in the moment. But what I encourage you to do before you do that is just take a few minutes to walk around, catch your breath. I feel this way after like really like EMOM workouts, if there's running in the workout. If it's focused really on cardio, which today it really was focused on being fast and light in the weight. So nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. I didn't talk about it before the workout, but I just wanted to touch on it's okay that your heart rate goes up. It's great that your heart rate goes up because, and I mentioned it before, but you're challenging yourself just in the same way that you challenge your muscles when you lift heavier weights. When you do a workout like today, where you try not to drop the weights, it means that you're testing yourself, you're pushing your limits because God, I don't want to do 10 burpees, right? So this is a good opportunity for you to really test yourself in a small window where you're using a lighter weight and you can put the weight down after the round. So it feels a little bit better about that, but you can really push yourself to the limit on that in-between part. All right, so a lot of leg stuff today and upper body stuff. So if you'd like to lay down, you can do these same workouts lying on the ground and get a little bit of extra pressure, counter pressure. But if you want to, you can also do them standing as you're slowly catching your breath and coming back into yourself. In the moment, let's go ahead and take our arm and put it straight across. So what I want to focus on here is not our shoulder coming up to our ear, but keeping that shoulder blade down and actually trying to pull, you can see my shoulder moving, pull the scapula away. So you're pulling, trying to pull the arm this way. And then rotate the shoulder blades down so that you're not up here. Keep the arm away from the elbow to avoid hyperextending. You can put it right below the elbow, or if you're a little bit more comfortable right here. It's not about this pressure as much as it's about pulling away, like somebody's got your arm. And we'll do the opposite. We'll take our arm behind us. And then I want you to grab that wrist and pull it this way. I like to give a little extra stretch by leaning my opposite ear to my opposite shoulder. It's gonna really get in the traps, which for all those hang power cleans, your traps are gonna be feeling really good. All right, and we'll switch over to the other arm. Pull that arm away. If you've ever done yoga before, it's very similar to when you're thinking in terms of a lot of the movements to intensify them. You think about reaching and pulling the extremities away from your body. That's going to intensify it. So this might feel really good right here, but if you needed just a little extra oomph, think about pulling that arm away. Get a little extra in there. And then we'll take that arm, bring it behind the back, pulling this way, pulling that arm away. Then let's just take the hands behind the back, like how many fingers am I holding up here? And what I want you to do is think about internally rotating those shoulders and bringing the elbows forward. After all those cleans, your lats are probably going to be feeling it, so let's make sure we keep them extra loose. This is a great thing to do during the day when you're just sitting there, kind of like you might go like this with your legs, shake them out. This is kind of like shaking out your lats and your shoulders. All right, let's work down to our legs. Again, you can do this lying down on the ground. I'm super sweaty, so I like to be up, just catching my breath, letting my body cool off. So you're gonna take my ankle and bring my foot, my heel to my butt. Here, if you were to look at me sideways, my knee is not going out like this. My knee is actually pointing straight down. So where a lot of us tend to just go to here and feel really good about it, this is my hip right back here. I want you to see if you can see this. I want you to bring your hip forward. So here, you can see the curve of my spine. My belly is kind of sticking out. I want you to think about tucking those hips under and pulling your hip forward. So now my core is nice and tight and locked in, just like we were in that overhead position. Try to practice that position in different ways. Throughout the day when you're standing there, maybe cooking, throughout the day when you're cleaning, maybe when you stand up to walk to go to the bathroom, think about like tucking the abs in nice and tight. A couple more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Oh, yeah, top of the hip. Take that left leg. And same thing here. You can see the curve of my back is right here. I'm gonna tuck my hips under and tighten my core. I always like to describe it as trying to press your spine, because usually it's your spine that's just dipping forward like this. Yeah, your core is not tight, but some people just think tightening my core is just sucking it in. But my back didn't move. So you really want to think about pressing that back against the wall, especially in the lower back area. 4 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. I hope if you've had the chance to make it to some of the outdoor workouts that you've been having a good time. Hopefully I'll be back there coaching very soon. And for those of you that haven't had the chance to and are still enjoying these Zoom classes, thank you so much for sticking around. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook, or you can write on the Cove Facebook page. And you guys have a great rest of the week.